Well, starting off here, since it is my first week here, I think I've developed so far during this time, I think I've developed as a leader pretty good. Since the first unit taught us about how to be a good leader and the characteristics that leaders have and the different types of leadership, such as laissez-faire, autocratic, democratic, dictatorship. It really teaches you, when you become a leader, what type of leader you can be. So that's the first and foremost thing. What type of leader do you want to be? Do you want to let your group decide stuff? Do you want to be the one and all leader? Do you just want to be no leader? Nothing's going to happen. I think, once you've decided that, then, your leadership skills increase a lot just based on that. One skill that I really took into consideration was active listening, which is basically just, when you're listening to the guy, make sure you remain eye contact, make sure you have, good posture, ask questions when he's speaking, don't, make sure you understand everything. And that's one thing that I really took into consideration because of its communication skills, and that's one thing I try to do even now by remembering that. That's one unit that really struck to me, and I think I've developed as a listener and as a leader and as a communicator, because that's some of the things I was weak with. And that's basically it.
So in the beginning when we did that personality quiz, I got the color orange, and I think that fit really well for me. As practical, serious. Some things, obviously here and there, like responsibility were not in my high suites, but I had also observant, I had eye for detail, analytical, good decision maker. So those were I feel that that really matched my thing well. It was obviously stuff that I wasn't really good with, such as being confident and disciplined. And in terms of what I got second, I got the red one. So I was, adventurer, competitive, free spirited. I leave emotions out of it, making decisions. It's just a cut chase thing. And I think that really, as developed as a leader, that really helped me, especially my cut chase decisions, leave emotions out of it. When we were doing that hockey event, and I had to, make that decision of allowing that other team to come in while my group members said no, and I had to make that executive decision. And even though one of my group members got very angry at me, and I had to say no, what, we're gonna do this. I think it's the best thing to do. And that really it shows that my color matched me really well. And a lot of the stuff, I was practical in everything I did, nothing too, out of the ordinary, or nothing to think, anything that's within, reason, I did it. Whenever I had a task, I took it very seriously, just like the events I ran them very seriously. I ran them with when the event was going on, I ran them responsibly. I didn't use my time responsibly. We were prepared for the most part. I'm observant of the details, everything to make sure right. I made decisions last minute, such as changing the time from 10 minutes to 7 minutes. It's basically, the color matched me really well. I could say that I have some traits of other colors, such as, green, calm, cool, collected, or blue, which is imaginative and enthusiastic, but mostly, for the most part, it was orange for me. The main obstacle I faced in my development of a leader was decision making in groups. One guy wants this, the other guy wants this. What do you do? Well, basically, to do that, we had group votes, but not everybody gets it. There are a couple of decisions where the ideas I had, nobody else wanted anything to do with it, and obviously, that hurts. That you think you're giving the best idea, and they think you're giving the worst one. So that obviously affects your growing as a leader. You think, okay, maybe I'm a bad leader, maybe my decisions aren't all that good. I think they're good, but they're not. There's always people, I can think the best idea for something is this, but other people don't, and I think they're wrong, but really it's me. I think that helps you grow as a leader, because you learn to, that you're not always going to be in a dictatorship. You're mostly going to be in a democratic or autocratic, and the whole group's going to be helping out in what you do, and that's real life and university and thing. And it really helps me develop as a leader. It helps me develop as a group member when I learn from these experiences. And by the end of the semester, I really got a better grip on how to be a leader and how to, get everybody's ideas into consideration. And I believe that, like, it's pretty cool. Wow, this is a tough one. Event planning. When we first got our assignment, we thought it was going to be really easy. Walk in the park. She's giving us 1 month to do this. We're going to be done in a minute. But really, that wasn't the case. And that's when you first realize how much stuff actually goes into planning events. How you're going to get the people. What are you going to use? How much time are you going to take? What is there going to be prizes? How are you going to get people to make sure they show up? Who's going to supervise your event? How's it going to run? How much time for each game? How many people per team? There's so much stuff that goes into event planning. Is it going to be approved by the principal? How are you going to get it approved? Who's going to write the approval? Who's going to make the posters? Who's going to make the advertisements? Who's going to do the announcements? So much stuff goes into doing it. But really, in the end, you get a lot out of it. It was a rocky ride, I can say, for me and my group members. As when we were doing the planning, first we started with the capture the flag idea, then we moved to volleyball, then dodgeball, then basketball, then we finally got into hockey, because we wanted to do an event that no one else from the school did it. We had that MIHA outdoor league, but people wanted to play indoor hockey. So I'm like, I gave the idea that we should do indoor hockey, and at first they didn't go with it. But once our actual initial outdoor flag after the flag got declined, they decided to go with hockey, and it worked. And making it was the tough part. I can say most of our class time we didn't spend wisely as we should, and when the due date was coming near, that's when we started doing the work that we should have been doing from the beginning. It really, when the event actually came, it ran itself. But during the pre-planning, a couple of group members, maybe you give a task and he didn't want to do it, and then we had to put that on ourselves. Or maybe it takes like a lot goes in. You don't notice it. A lot goes into this. And when we were doing, and near the end, we didn't have announcements, we didn't have things, we had C's, we had to run around, we had to get people, you got to come to this event, you're going to be coming. And we stood outside on the fourth and third period outside the SAC office, and we had the forms, and we're just like, you want to come to hockey right here. And we made some nice posters, and we had the really big one, and people who loved hockey actually were really enthusiastic for it. I myself didn't imagine that all these people would be coming. The day of the event came, we arrived there at 3:30. We had everything ready for them. The teams came. Now this is where it started to get a little rocky. Another team showed up. Actually, another 2 teams showed up. So we had 6 teams when we were planning for 4, and then on top of that, our deadline got cut short from 5:30 to 5. So we had 2 more teams and half an hour less. How are we gonna run this event? So a couple of my group members, they said, we don't want another team in. After I put them in, they said, we already made the brackets, we can't have it. But I said, maybe it was our fault for the pre-planning that we didn't plan for this, and they want to come and they're ready to play, we should let them play. This created a rift in our group, but eventually, it won out that it was better to, let them play, because this is the event was about, letting loose here. It's tense, exams are coming up, you just want, like, a little break in the school year. And if we denied them that, then they'd be, they're all enthusiastic, come, let's play some hockey, but we didn't let them play, then, what are they going to do? It's going to be the opposite effect of what we want to achieve in the first place. So we made a new bracket. Jasmeet made that whole thing again, the whole bracket again. And we cut the game short. It was supposed to be 10 minutes, we cut them 7 minutes. I got some volunteer referees to come, and they ref the games for me. We ordered the pizza. Overall, the event ran pretty smooth. We had one game running on one court, one game running on the other. All the people loved it. They came to me, they're like, yo, Hassan, man, this is, good event you're running. We want to do it again. How did you do this? What class did you take? And, really, a lot of people start to regret that they didn't actually take health and leadership. And that really, came to me that, I'm lucky, that I'm one of the people who took health and leadership. So what really, this event this was a really good learning experience for me. When I came in, I had to tell everybody, be quiet, everybody stop, let me, make the teams, the brackets, let me do this, give me your team numbers, everything. And everybody was just here and there, and I had to, shout, everybody come in, and that's when you realize how hard it is to actually run an event. Talking is one thing, but doing it is another. And we got everybody settled down, we made the teams, we started 15 minutes late. That put a lot of stress on us. But overall, it was an amazing experience, and now I'm better for it. The next event we ran, the egg drop, I feel like we had it organized, we ran on schedule, we did it really well. And, we got everybody to get better ready just like that. The hockey thing was the first beginner's experience, and really got me thinking maybe next semester I want to do an event like that again. Even though I don't have the class, I might get the supervisors and might do, ask the principal, can I run an event like that again? And I'd be really enthusiastic because I had fun, everybody had fun. Maybe I'm going to play during the next event. Overall, I feel like it was an amazing experience and I learned a lot from it.
For all this time and learning about leadership and mentorship, they decided to partner me up with a mentoree and maybe teach him some things and put our skills to the test. And you know what? Maybe I could learn something from them too. I've been partnered up with, his name is Hassan, and I've been partnered up with another person named Calvin, and I hope to gain the best from this experience.
我的名字叫 Kelvin，我的 mentor 是 Hassan，我跟他就有相同的爱好，比如打游戏、看电视，然后他最后会帮助我的英语提升。
आसाम है और मैं आप लोगों को ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि मुझे अपने दोस्त हसन से मिलकर बहुत खुशी हुई। इनसे मुझे बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला और इनने मुझे बहुत हेल्प की इस स्कूल में। और क्या नाम है, इनने मुझको जो है बहुत क्या बोलते हैं मोटिवेट भी किया, हेल्प भी की और मुझे बहुत सारे सजेशन दिए कि आपको ये करना चाहिए और मज़ीद फ्यूचर में आपको इस तरह के कोर्सेज़ वगैरह लेने चाहिए।
Well, it's my last week here now, and I can say that so far this has gone really well, better than I had imagined. I've learned how to become a leader. I've learned lots of communication skills, which I really like. I've progressed a lot in mentoring. I know how to set up events. I know how to create events. I know all the planning that gets behind events. Overall, it's been a pretty good ride. Some of the careers that if I decide to pursue this, I can go into are park managers, rec managers, YMCA after school helpers, coaches, therapists, anything basically to do with people and leisure gets into rec and leadership. So a guy in a park, for example, he would have set up camp activities and, go with the kids. That would be recreation and leadership. YMCA after school helpers, that's a part-time job I can do right now. I can go, you work with kids, you do rec, those people that came in for jungle sport, they did rec and leadership jobs. A therapist can be counted as somebody in a recreation and leisure job because he works with people. Leisure, even old people working in old folks' homes, that counts as a recreation and leisure job. And these are all lots of jobs and lots of fields that I found, and you can go to college or university to get them. Like park managers, YMCA managers, gym teachers, and basically anything like that. And so far, this has been a good experience. This will be my last video, and I hope to see you guys again.